you know what? Here's something that kind of mystifies me. I've seen a number of people say recently they get better results on their outreach, their recruiting messaging with 300 characters or less. The shorter, the better. I see other people say they research the candidate, they try to find out something. They take, a long time to craft an email, which means write an email. Okay. Yeah, I hate it when people use this kind of faddish baffle gab. So they craft their email. So here's somebody who crafts a long email to impress the candidate that I know all about you and I cherish what you've done. And somebody else sends out a 300 character, like essentially a tweet, which is, and they both preach that their way works. Okay. Anybody want to have a take on that? Short is better, long is better. What's the story?
I think shorter is better because most emails are being consumed through smartphones.
Yeah.
And smartphones have, smaller screens than say your workstation or laptop or on your monitor. So
these same people who you say have trouble reading a long email, they read all their newspaper articles and media on their phones as well. Okay. So if they can read a long article in the New York Times.
Very good question, because how many actually do read the long media? You'll probably find that a lot of them, they just watch little videos that are summaries. And I think David's right. People their attention span is going down. So short messages are better.
Yeah. Short videos are actually what I would say is kind of the up and coming, if not already preferred way of reaching out to candidates, because there is software where you can like record a small video and basically
Loom for instance, and Rich said he's getting into those videos, didn't he?
Yeah, it works. It does work. You will see a huge increase.
Really? Okay, but what about, actually I got a few things about Rich. He didn't show up today, but I wanted to take him to task on it. And he said that these open rates that you're bragging about, David, he said that he called them vanity stats. He said, it's great to know if someone opened your email 6 times, but the reply is the only statistic that really matters. And just in case somebody doesn't know.
I would say that is
don't accurate. Cut me off. I'm setting up. People know what you're talking about. Some people don't know it, but you can send out an email that tells you when someone looks at it. It sends you a message back that it's been viewed and how many times it's been viewed. Dave was just talking about that a minute ago. He was saying that's great, but Super Rich said that's a meaningless statistic. Go ahead, Dave. Now, you're losing me. Okay. I'm going to, before we go to Gavin, if he wants to say something, I've got an opinion. Candidate ID. Okay. They base, if in case maybe you don't know what it is, but they base their whole business on how many times the person will click on stuff. If someone clicks on your message 6 times, I think that's good to know. I mean, you've got someone who might not be ready, but you can push them over the cliff. That's someone you want to phone, okay? If they look at your email 6 times, it's time to call that guy. Would anybody disagree with me? I dare you, okay? Go ahead. Anybody?
I think I wouldn't disagree.
Ivan, he's not listening, okay? Ivan.
That's why I picked him.
What about you, Gavin? Do you use email? Do you look at the clicks or the number of opens?
You know what? I absolutely with. I read a lot of these posts that you mentioned, and I'm always amazed that agency recruiters, especially in agencies where there's less than, let's say, 10 employees, they've got a time to even look at this. It takes a lot of time to write a beautiful message, have the tools set up so that you can get all the analytics. We don't have time for that. Are they billing at 200,000, at 600,000, a million? Probably only down here, because you just do not have the time for all this. So yeah, I read all these posts, and I think good for you, but shouldn't you be doing some business and placing?
Here's the guy who's saying time is an issue, but don't use automation that's going to make it easier to do lots of work.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Well, for me, it's 2 different things, you see.
He's singing a song by a Canadian.
Exactly.
I got it. Okay. But you have to be these days. That's kind of old. Okay. What's that? 30 years old now?
Hey, even I know that song.